Dante Fowler Jr. entered the 2026 offseason as one of the many questions facing the Dallas Cowboys defense. His return in 2025 was widely viewed as a safe, low-risk move after a strong year in Washington. The expectation was simple: stabilize a shaky pass rush with a proven veteran presence. What followed, however, forced Dallas to reassess both role and value. On paper, Fowler's 2025 numbers tell a restrained story. 30 total pressures, 3 sacks, and limited splash plays over 17 games. Those are serviceable figures, but far from difference-making production. For a defense starving for disruption, serviceable was not enough. The real concern was not just the raw stats, but the trend behind them. Fowler's pressure rate, burst, and closing ability all dipped noticeably. At 31, this raised legitimate questions about physical decline versus situational misuse. Either way, the Cowboys did not get the player they thought they were signing. Dallas also struggled collectively up front, and Fowler became part of a larger problem. When an entire pass rush unit underperforms, individual evaluation becomes complicated. But veterans are paid to elevate units, not blend into their weaknesses. In that sense, Fowler's season felt more disappointing than disastrous. Still, context matters when judging Fowler's year in isolation. He was never meant to be the centerpiece of the rush, but a complementary threat. The problem was that no one else stepped forward consistently either. That reality keeps Fowler's evaluation from being a simple yes or no decision. Market forces and league-wide context. Despite a down year, Fowler will not lack interest on the open market. Edge rushers with starting experience are always in demand across the league. Teams value familiarity with NFL pass rush schemes and professional consistency. That baseline alone keeps Fowler relevant in free agency discussions. Contract projections suggest another short-term deal is inevitable. A one-year agreement in the $3.5 to $5 million range fits the current market. Recent veteran signings at the position confirm this financial ceiling. Fowler's resume still commands respect, even if it no longer drives bidding wars. The bigger challenge for Fowler is timing, not talent. The 2026 edge rusher market is unusually deep and top-heavy. Several higher-impact names will be available at the same position. That depth naturally pushes mid-tier veterans further down the priority list. For Dallas, this depth changes the calculus significantly. Why re-sign a familiar but declining player if better options exist? The answer depends on cost, role clarity, and schematic fit. Fowler is no longer a luxury. He's a contingency option. What keeps Fowler relevant in Dallas is not upside, but predictability. Coaches know what he can and cannot do at this stage of his career. There is value in eliminating projection risk when depth is thin. In a volatile market, certainty sometimes beats potential. The Cowboys' decision and strategic verdict. From a roster-building standpoint, Fowler is not a priority re-signing. He does not sit among the Cowboys' most critical pending free agents. However, positional scarcity forces Dallas to think pragmatically. Ignoring the edge position entirely is simply not an option. If Fowler is willing to return on a reduced, team-friendly deal, the conversation changes. A low-cost, one-year contract minimizes risk while preserving flexibility. Dallas would not be betting on a resurgence, only on competence. That distinction matters when managing cap discipline. Bringing Fowler back should not stop the Cowboys from pursuing upgrades elsewhere. He cannot be the answer, only part of the rotation. Any deal must reflect a clearly defined, limited role. Mistaking familiarity for solution would repeat past mistakes. There is also a cultural element in Fowler's favor. By all accounts, he remained professional and open to returning. That matters on a defense searching for stability after a chaotic season. Continuity has value when rebuilding confidence, not just depth charts. The final verdict is nuanced but clear. Dallas should not chase Fowler, but should remain open to him. At the right price, on the right terms, he makes sense. Anything more would signal that the Cowboys learned little from 2025.